So just lift and roll the shoulders, and we will start with a more traditional start. Breathing in, raise the right arm, stretch up and breathe out, turn the head to the left. Breathe in, back to the centre. Breathe out, lower the right arm. And breathe in, raise the left arm. Breathe out, turn the head to the right. Breathe in, come to the centre. And breathe out, lower the left arm. Lift and roll the shoulders. Just have your awareness at the shoulder level, which opens already the front of the body. And then breathing in, raise both hands, clasp and reverse the hands upwards. Breathe out to one side, I'm going to the left. Breathing in, come to the centre. Breathing out, going to the right, just slightly pulse. Breathing in, come to the centre. Breathing out, just slightly go to the left. Come to the centre. Breathing out, just slightly go to the right. And come to the centre. And then lower the hands. Just stay here if you've got space. And turn your head to the left. Come to the centre and turn your head to the right. Come to the centre and lower the arms. Lift and roll the shoulders again. Clasp behind, hands behind the back. Aim the knuckles to the ground. Lift the hands slightly away and go to the left. Come to the centre and then go to the right. And then come to the centre. Separate the hands. Raise the hands up. Come down through the centre. You might like to have your feet slightly wider apart. As you come to place your hands on the shins, half lift, lengthening from the tailbone to the top of the head. Breathing out, bend the knees, bend the elbows. Breathing in, lengthen along the body. Stay here as you breathe out. And breathing in, press your feet into the ground to roll up vertebra by vertebra, raising the hands up and then just circling the wrists down. Circle the wrists up, a star shape, and then circle the wrists down. Lift and roll the shoulders. Bring the hands to the chest. And then bending the knees. We're going to come down to the mat. Knees bent, feet hip width apart. This should be wonderful for your lower back. Before we get there, does anybody want any blocks or any Scotland block action? So I will go on to do some different hybrids, but just for the moment. Lying, knees up, feet hip width apart. Hope you can hear me, Patsy. And then just resting the hands on the abdomen. Just take a moment to settle the breath. And then starting very slowly to roll the head from one side to the other side. Rolling across the back of the head. And as you roll the head, your breath coordinate, it starts to coordinate with the head movement. And then gently come back to the centre. And your hands can stay on the abdomen, or they can open out to 45 degrees or wider, or they can come to cactus arms, which everyone seems to love except me, but wherever your arms are comfortable, just start to move one knee slightly forward and then the other knee slightly forward. And as you do that, slightly rock your knees from side to side. So if you want to ask me, it's not making sense, I'm just checking. So the knee slightly comes forward. So my right knee is coming forward as my knees are going to the left. Come back to the centre and my left knee is coming forward as the knees slightly go to the right. And in order to facilitate that movement, as the knees are going to the left and the right knee is slightly coming forward, you're pressing down on your big right toe. That makes sense. And then you can begin to let your head join in. So it doesn't matter which way your head goes, but your head naturally, I think, tends to go perhaps away from the direction of the knees, but we're all different. And the knees go as far to one side or the other as you'd like. And then very gently come back to the centre. The next one is very simple again, doing a pelvic tilt, so flattening the back to the ground as if you're lifting your bottom, and then just bringing the tailbone towards the floor, so there's a little gap under the lower back. Flattening the back, and then just releasing. And again, you might find as you're rolling up and down the spine that your head comes into this. And it's a natural movement that the chin slightly moves up. For me, as I'm flattening my back, and then the chin moves to the chest as there's that little gap appearing under the lower back. But whatever works for you. So you're working along the back of the head. There are a number of acupressure points that you are getting into. And then very gently just come to rest. And then hug one knee into the chest and then hug the other knee. Now again, any lower back sufferers, you'll love this. And just very gently rock from side to side. And then just very gently bring your feet to the ground and stretching your legs out along the mat. Raise your right arm and stretch your right heel away from you. Breathing out, lower the arm and release and relax the right leg. And then breathing in, raise the left arm up, stretching it out, extend the left heel. Breathing out, lower the left arm and just relax the left heel. And just circle your ankles in one direction. And coordinating the movement of your circling with your breath. So as you breathe in, the toes are at the top of your breath, and breathing out, the toes go to the bottom of your circle. And then circle your ankles in the other direction. And then come to have the soles of your feet loosely together, so it's like a supine Baddha-Konasana, cobbler's pose. You can have your hands on your abdomen. I'm going to have my hands just palms down alongside me, so choose. And you just rock your pelvis from side to side, so that your knees go from side to side. But you then start to rock a little bit more, so that your right knee comes to the ground, and your left knee really does roll over to the right. Bring both knees back to centre, they're wide apart, and then rock so that your left knee goes to the left, your right knee goes to the left. You can lift your hip as well. You're rocking across your lower back. So again, that's really quite helpful for lower back issues. You're quite supported. And then come to the centre. And just have your feet now hip width apart, knees up to the ceiling. Arms out, either resting on your abdomen, out at 45 degrees, or if you've got space and it's comfortable, out like a tree, whatever works for you. I'd probably like my palms down, but you can have your palms up. And just again, start that rocking of the knees from side to side. Your hips will lift off the ground. And then go from side to side. I was thinking that was me, so it's like, don't worry. And then start to involve the head. So the head goes one way and the knees go the other way. And then if this doesn't mess with your mind, you can turn one palm up as you're twisting your knees and your head goes from side to side. I'm not going to be specific about which palm. There might be a natural way the palm you like to turn upwards. And then, so I like to have the palm down with an, just trying it out. Just go wherever works for you. Palm up and then palm down, alternate arms. And then come to the centre. And once more, hug the knees into the chest. Rocking from side to side. And then bring the feet down to the ground. And start to do a pelvic tilt again, flattening the back. And this time you can circle your arms on the ground up above you as you breathe in, flattening. And then as you breathe out, I've got my elbows bent. I'm making a circle, angel wings, circling the arms almost down. Like that. So flattening the back as you raise your arms up, circling up. And breathing out. Elbows can be bent, circling your arms back down. So it's a variation on bridge. You can carry on and make it a bridge, in which case you would press your feet into the ground, lift your bottom, raise your arms, sliding them, circling them up, and actually lift up. And then breathing out, settling your arms back down. That's a stronger pose. You choose. And then once more, hug the knees into the chest. And this time holding the knees as you hug them in. Still hold them as you let them move away to arm's length. And then hugging them in. And breathing out as you just let them go to arm's length. So breathing out, I should have said breathing in. Hugging the knees in as you breathe out, and breathing in as you let the arms travel away. Again, this should be lovely for lower backs. And then very gently roll to the side, right if it's available to you, because it's away from your heart. And then very gently come up to a seated position and hugging the knees into the chest. Your knees can drop open. Just very, very gently rock from side to side. Have your knees and your feet out comfortably. Just don't stress or stretch yourself. Just very gently rocking from side to side. And then come to the centre. Rest with your head down. Your chin is into your chest here. So very calming for the vagus nerve, calming for the nervous system. And then very gently we're going to come onto our hands and knees in tabletop. And circling the tailbone in one direction. Hands are hip width apart and knees, hands are shoulder width apart, knees are hip width apart. And then circling the tailbone in the other direction. And then knees slightly apart and come to a variation of child that works for you. Stretching the arms out. Don't bring your bottom down if your knees are a bit dodgy. Just come to whatever suits you. Directing the breath into the back. And then coming back to the hands and knees, and then we come into our variations of reptilian movement, which is quite nice, I like it. So I hope you do too. Come onto your fingertips, so you're doming your hands, and then start to almost bring your elbows out to the side, so that in any way it's a freestyle movement. From side to side. And you can start in your side to side movement to undulate the spine, so rounding the back as you go from side to side and dipping the tummy. Really is freestyle, however works for you. And you can explore this a little bit further. Optionally, you can come down to your elbows and reach a leg up and almost move the leg around. You can stay with what we were doing. You can step the leg behind you so that you're stretching out one side and rock to and forth, coming slightly forwards and coming back. And then coming to all fours, again, just swaying from side to side, and coming to raise the other leg. Again, you can sway still from side to side and step the other leg behind. Again, just on that swaying side. And then come back to child's pose. And then either stay in child's pose, or you can come to downward dog if you want to stretch out into an inversion. But stay, for those of you who like child's pose, stay in child's pose. If you come into downward dog, bend one knee and then bend the other knee. And then come back down to your knees if you've come into downward dog. Your hands go to the left, your right foot comes up, and then just hands either side of the right foot as you just come backwards and forwards. So the hands are supporting your knee, allow you to go beyond the normal prescribed sort of 90 degrees, but as I said, you're supporting your body weight with your hands. You can really come straight, slightly back and extend your heel if you want to. That stretches the back of the leg. And then coming forward. And then slide the right foot back. And then very gently come to move your hands to the right to step your left foot up. And just very gently coming backwards and forwards. You can come right back, toes up to the ceiling, stretching out the back of the leg. And then slide the left leg back, you're kneeling. And then very, very gently slide your hands in towards you, kneel up, both hands up. This is quite soft, so they don't have to be stretched out, it's quite loose. And then bending the elbows, rounding the back, and then come to child's pose. You're going to do this several times. You don't have to come right back on your heels again with those knee issues. Sliding your hands, kneeling up. And then lowering the hands. Just repeat that again, because I'm looking at the screen and thinking Patsy's disappeared. But I don't know quite where she's got to. So,
too hot.
yes, I don't know what's going on.
Picture of cake.
So, okay. So let's start again. It's perhaps therapeutic.
Recording in progress.
I think Patsy might have left us, that's a shame, but we were just bombed out. So, I'm sorry about that, just, and then come to just child's pose for a nano moment. And then slide your hands, we're actually going to come to tap the toes and roll up. For a nanosecond, rolling up vertebra by vertebra to standing. Lifting and rolling the shoulders. Feet hip width apart, just swaying from side to side. I think it's if they do electrical things. I've got another problem on my computer. I was just like, I need one of those awful live chats to sort it. And I just like,
Everything comes out in the heat.
yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Just going from side to side. And then just come to the centre, feet out, slide your hands down your legs. And it's a shame Patsy's bombed out, we've bombed out on Patsy. Feet as wide as you'd like. And then again, this reptilian movement. Side to side as you're swaying and your elbows out from side to side. Again, freestyle. It's moving the diaphragm, intercostal muscles. It's a really limbic brain bypassing the more the sensory awareness, less of the mind control. And then just very gently come to the centre, heel toe your feet in, and then coming back down to the earth. Come to puppy pose this time, so elbows on the ground, bottom up in the air. Your knees can be wider apart, your head can be on the ground or not, and you're just stretching out your thoracic area. And again, even here, you can just slightly sway from elbow to elbow, but you might like to stay central in your classic pose. And then just very, very gently slide the hands back and come to, this is very optional, so either come to a seated position, or if you want to squat and you've got something to squat on, then please do. Patsy is the queen of squatting, and you know why she's so good. She used to do ballet, so this would be perfect for her. That you don't have to just come to a seated position. Squatting is very good for the lower back. If you've got support, but as I said, I'm not asking you to do that, just go warm. Let's come
Every variation.
Let's
Need a
come,
mini beanbag.
let's come to a seated position. And just hold your knees, breathing in, lengthening your spine. Breathing out, rounding chin to chest, we're back to the vagus nerve again. Breathing in, lengthening the spine. Breathing out, chin to chest. Breathing in, lengthening the spine. And breathing out, chin to chest. Again, a couple of more times, your breath pattern. Very calming. And then come back to the centre. Bring your hands to the heart. And again, this moving meditation, hands out, hands back, chin comes to chest. Breathing in, hands out. Breathing out, hands chin to chest. Breathing in, open your fingers. Breath work, so meditation. Calming for the nervous system as the chin comes to the chest. And then just very gently bring your head up and just hold your little fingers. It's like your lotus flower opening. Just look at your fingers. And then drop your hands, backs of the palms on your knees. And we're going to have this flower image. As you breathe in, open your left hand fingers. Breathe out, close your flower. Typically lotus, whatever suits your thoughts, and then breathing in, opening your right hand flower. Spread the petals. Breathing out, bring the fingers together, thumbs to the fingers. Breathing in, open your left hand. Breathing out, just let the fingers curl in together. And breathing in, opening your right hand. And let them curl in. Now just carry on a few breaths in your own breath pattern. Bring your practice to a close and just let your fingers settle. And now bring your attention to the base of the nostrils and just be aware of the air as it flows in through the nostrils. Be aware of whether it goes in centrally or to the edge. The quality of the air is it's slightly cooler coming in and slightly warmer coming out. And then just very gently lift the corners of the mouth in a subtle smile and see if that has any effect on your breath. It should open a path or a passageway into to allow energy, prana, into the back of the head. Just for me feels subtly different. It's one of the classic meditation techniques that you can use. The tongue is up the top, the roof of the palate, almost the back of the front of the teeth, front teeth, which naturally just deepens the breath and with that back of the throat, dry breath sound. And then take a moment to let that breath pattern go. Chin comes to the chest. Hands come to the heart. And take a bow for yourself for the day ahead. Thank you very much for joining me. So sorry about that scene.